Welcome back to Locked On Bus. Appreciate you guys for tuning in every single day, making me your first listen of the day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Let's talk about it. The NFL draft is a few weeks away, April 20, I think it's 4th, right? Where we kind of will learn about the fate of Shedeur Sanders. April 24th is the first round, Thursday, April 24th, that is, and it goes through Saturday, April 26th. Shedeur Sanders has widely been viewed as a top 5 pick, but now things are kind of playing out in a way where we don't always know if that's the case. Now, here's what I'll tell you before I dive in. Just because the current top 5 teams don't really need a quarterback or there aren't a possible landing spot for Shedeur doesn't mean someone won't trade up. So let's keep that in mind. But according to a report by ESPN's Adam Schefter, he doesn't think, or he has been told, I guess it's not his opinion, the current feeling is that neither the Browns or the Giants will select a quarterback or 2 or 3, which means they're probably going Travis Hunter. So Travis Hunter could be going 2nd overall or 3rd overall. And that means Shedeur Sanders could slide a little bit. Now, the Las Vegas Raiders are at 6. I don't know if they take a quarterback considering they're trying to get Geno long-term in Vegas, but maybe they trade back, maybe they make a move, or maybe a team trades into the first round at the end of the round for Shedeur Sanders. That being said, I think there's a lot of people who are shocked by this development, and I'm here to tell you it's not that shocking, right? You look at where these teams are at, and you kind of just have to accept that maybe he's not a fit, right? The Titans are probably going to go Cam Ward. The Browns, I saw a report today that there's sort of this notion that the Browns may just throw away the 2025 season, right? Deshaun Watson out for the year, or probably out for the year with a ruptured Achilles. They owe him a lot of money because obviously they gave him $230 million guaranteed, and he's only played like 19 games and has been an absolute bust for them after they made a huge trade for him. So maybe they just sign a guy like Joe Flacco or whoever, like some random quarterback off the street, and say, hey, we want you to start for us for this year. Or they take like a quarterback like Quinn Ewers, Tyler Shuck in the 3rd or 4th round, whatever it is, and they just go, hey, we kind of like you. We'll see what you could do. And the consensus, or sort of the vibe, is that the Browns may be kicking it on this year so they could get in on the Arch Manning sweepstakes next year. That's at least what The Athletic is reporting. That being said, there's no guarantee that Arch is going to declare he can return to college. So risky move there by the Browns. The Giants, I've been talking about this for the past few days now. They don't make sense for Shedeur Sanders anymore. I know he's kind of linked himself to it. I know there's been a lot of buzz about him going to the Giants, but let's just be realistic. Let's put on our thinking caps as I fix my hair. Rough hair day for me today. I don't know why. We put on our thinking caps, and the Giants signed Russ. I was told by someone close to the Giants insider, because they were talking to me about Shedeur to the Giants, and they're like, yeah, Russ wanted a multi-year deal, wanted tens of millions. I think it was the number they told me was like 35 to 40 million per year for the Giants. And the Giants were like, no, the best we could do is 1 year. And they had already signed Jameis too, right? They signed Jameis, I think, in a little bit of a scare tactic to Russ to be like, hey, we don't need you. But they got both of them. And Russell Wilson, I think, is toxic. I think he only cares about himself and his career. So does he want to mentor Shedeur Sanders? Probably not. Right? Does Russell Wilson probably want to share the locker room with Jameis Winston? Probably not, right? Russell Wilson is corny. He's phony. He's a guy who has been known to sort of put himself on a pedestal, whatever, above other people. And him being in that locker room, I think he's already going to have a hard time, because regardless of him winning the job or not, I think the team will like Jameis better. And so as soon as Russ starts struggling, the clamors for Jameis will be getting loud. And Jameis is a guy who I think captivates the locker room in a different way than Shedeur would. So I just don't think the Giants are a fit for Shedeur. The Browns, even though they have a really good coach, some continuity with our GM as well, the Browns are the Browns, right? There's a reason that they're picking 2nd overall. They have terrible luck with quarterbacks, right? There's that iconic jacket where it's like all the Browns quarterbacks' names, everyone from Trent Dilfer to Connor Shaw, whatever it is. Like, they have so many quarterbacks that have come and went, came and gone, Colt McCoy, whatever. I just don't like the Browns for Shedeur. Like, I'm iffy on them. He would play right away probably, but is that the proper situation for him? I don't know. So then the Pats, the Jags, they don't need Shedeur. The Raiders, I don't see why they would add him at 6 when they just got Geno. So the Jets at 7 seem like the next best opportunity for him. And then I like him to the Saints, but the Saints have a top 10 pick. Do they risk? Do they take a quarterback when you could probably add a nice piece? I don't know. So then I'm just like, okay, who else needs a quarterback? So it's not the 49ers, not the Cowboys, not the Dolphins. The Colts, I mean, they do need a quarterback, but they have Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, which I think they're going to punt on this year and just be like, may the least mid guy win. The Cardinals don't need a quarterback. The Falcons don't need a quarterback. Bengals, Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks kind of, maybe, right? And then it's the Steelers. So there's really not a lot of teams that are in need of a quarterback that could end up making a move for Shedeur. Maybe the Rams, right, if they want to draft Stafford's replacement. That being said, it's okay, right? Shedeur doesn't have to go in the top 5. I think Shedeur's and his father and his camp's best hopes are that he goes to a team that values him, a team that trusts him to make the right decisions, a team that has a plan for his development. So even if he doesn't go top 5, that doesn't really mean anything. It's just those teams weren't fits. And if anyone's okay with that, it's probably Shedeur Sanders. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Colorado Buffaloes' new transfer portal target, because guess what? I told you guys they needed some help at wide receiver, and they may get it. This episode of Locked On Buffs is brought to you by our sponsors over at Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trade, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is a reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need, delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers an expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com.
The NCAA tournament is here, and so is the bracket breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
Welcome back to Locked On Buffs. Appreciate you guys for tuning in every single day, making me your first listen of the day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow so you don't miss out on a moment of the coverage. The Colorado Buffaloes. I have said this a handful of times, and people get upset. And I'm not trying to say they don't have talent at wide receiver. They have a ton of talent. They also have a lot of young talent. They need a veteran. It's the same thing they did last year, right? They had young talent, but they brought in LeJounte. They brought in Will Shepard. They brought in a bunch of other guys to sort of bolster this room, right? I'm very high on Isaiah Harch. I thought he should have been a part of the offense. I thought he should have played running back, honestly. After that spring game, I was like, get this guy at running back. Let's see what he could do there. I still think that Quentin Gibson, whoever it is, JoJo Williams, Amarion Miller, Draylon Miller, I think they have a lot of talent in that room. That being said, they don't have a lot of experience. And so the Buffs are going out in the portal, and they're set to host former USF and Campbell wide receiver Sincere Brown. Big dude, 6'5", and he's proven, right? These are the programs coming after him. West Virginia, Michigan, North Carolina, Utah, Louisville, Texas A&M, Arkansas, and Wake. He's got his visit scheduled for Cal, UCLA, and he's going to be at Colorado's spring game, where I think they had the last visit as well. So pretty big deal there, because I love having the last visit, because you're the last thing in his head, in their minds, right? So this past year for the Camels, he had 61 catches, 1,228 yards, 12 touchdown catches, right? Big dude. He hauled in 8 contested catches, 8.6 yards after the catch, and he averaged nearly 17 yards per reception, 85 yards per game, right? The Colorado Buffaloes, I think, have a great chance of getting him. I think it's a must. And if you're Caden Salter or Juju Lewis, whoever's starting a quarterback, it doesn't hurt to have a big-bodied guy where you could just be like, hey, Sincere's down there somewhere, right? So I think the Colorado Buffaloes have a legitimate shot, a really great shot actually, at bringing him in, right? They made quite a few spring additions last year. I know Nikaiho Green was one of them, where you don't expect there to be a lot of talent in the spring window, but that doesn't mean you can't find some hidden gems. So I think he could be a hidden gem for the Colorado Buffaloes because you're coming off a year where you had one of the best wide receiver quartets in college football. You had Travis, LeJounte, Jimmy, who was banged up, Will Shepard, or Marion Miller, who kind of subbed in there here and there. You lost 4 of those guys to the NFL. So that's a lot of talent to make up. That's a lot of talent to sort of replenish with. And although, I know they have talented guys, you don't have a lot of experience, right? Even Joseph Williams, who's the most proven guy on the team, he was the American Freshman of the Year or Rookie of the Year, whatever they call it, this past year. He's a true sophomore, right? He's your most experienced receiver and most proven. He's a true sophomore. So the Colorado Buffaloes, I don't think it hurts to go add some more talent. 6'5", veteran presence. Maybe he could blow up and bolster his draft stock. So really like what Deion Sanders and the Buffs are doing in the portal. We always know Coach Prime's going to cook something up in the portal. So we'll just have to wait and see. And I'll keep you guys covered every step of the way over here on Locked On Buffs. Thank you for making me your first listen of the day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and I will see you guys tomorrow.